I am Clarence John Laughlin, writer, photographer, lecturer, and above all, first and foremost, a book collector. I'm here appearing from the recesses of my loft to introduce you to some of the treasures of my library and the character and the atmosphere of this attic. Okay? We don't have enough film. So how do we do it? There's something else I saw that's got to be in. It's got to be shown.
Okay. Are you ready to do this?
Now wait a minute, let me think some more. Don't start rushing me because we're going to end up by wasting film.
Okay.
Let me think some more how we're going to do this. You've got how many minutes left?
Well, we've got about...
Now, while we're at it, before he turns the thing on.
It's on now, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You better cut it off again. Okay.
How was
now,
that?
now, wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
In connection with how I got started, I'm going to have to use this book. So I'm going to open the book, and David and I are going to look at it. And you're going to have to shoot it afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
After we finished.
Right.
Okay, let's put the book over here so I won't have to squirm around to get at it. And, boy, those lights really bother me.
Clarence discovered photography when he was 25 and taught himself how to use a simple 2.5 by 2.25 view camera. He began working as a freelance architectural photographer. He then moved on to be employed by such varied agencies as Vogue magazine and the US government. After a conflict with then-editor Edward Steichen, he eventually split from Vogue. Thereafter, he worked almost exclusively on personal projects, utilizing a wide range of photographic styles and techniques, from straightforward geometric abstractions of architectural features to elaborately staged allegories utilizing models, costumes, and props. His work contains many elements of surrealism, which was more common in European photography at the time. Many historians credit Laughlin as being the first true surrealist photographer in the United States.
It must have been around 1920 that I started buying books. But
that was in New Orleans.
Oh, sure. I never got out of New Orleans for a long, long time after that.
How was the library arranged? What kind?
Now wait just a moment. I want to show you an example of the kind of fairy tale books I was reading.
Yeah.
This was issued in 1904, and it's typical of the beautiful books which are being turned out for children of that period. It has a gilded, embossed, gilded cover. Inside of this book, the little girl who owned this book, who lived in London, in 1915, had made a little bookmark, and it had ribbons. The ribbons have fallen to pieces. It was tied with a little ribbon, and it would be inserted to keep the place in the book.
That's the same bookmark?
That's the same bookmark, and what has happened to this little girl, there would be no way of telling. But perhaps this is, when you start to think about this, I think it's very touching. Perhaps this is the last memento left to this child. She must be dead by now. Without these books, my photography would be nothing like it is. It might not even be worth looking at.